Look, my top rated book on confidence is called The Super You. I'm sending it to you, physical book, free. Go to the link down there. You got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Congratulations on tuning into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you have expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. Yes, the go-getter energy that moves you to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Putting all this together, you get the mindset, the method, the podcast known as Work on Your Game. Welcome to the show. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. Today's topic is how do you care less about pleasing people? Now, the reason why this topic is a topic is I believe, I don't know this for a fact. I haven't done market research on this topic, but I believe just through conversations that I had with people in general, that there are more people who wish they could go through life caring less about pleasing other people, but they can't do it. They want to, but they can't do it due to certain circumstances. Maybe it's your work circumstance. Maybe it's a certain power dynamic. Maybe it's a certain position that someone else has. Maybe it's a certain position that you have. So you can't care less about pleasing people, but you wish you could care less about pleasing people. Maybe you're going to work right now. Someone listening to this who's driving to work or walking to work right now, and you're going to have to deal with a person who you wish you didn't have to get along with, but you do have to get along with. So today, maybe you're going to work to deal with maybe as a boss, maybe as a coworker, maybe as an employee, maybe as a student, maybe as a teammate, maybe as a colleague. You don't really want to get along with this person. You don't want to have to please this person. You don't even want to have to look at or talk to this person, but you have to because of the circumstances. I'm going to tell you how to position yourself. Okay, mentally, physically, literally position yourself to not have to please other people as often as you have been doing, or as many other people as you have needed to up to this point in life. You interested in that conversation? I knew you were. Point number one. First thing you got to do is empower yourself. What do I mean when I say empower yourself? See, the first thing you got to understand, the less power that you have, and I'm going to explain what I mean here. The less power you have, the more you need to rely on the power of someone else, right? This makes sense, right? And also, you'll probably need to keep that person satisfied with you. If you want someone else has some power that you don't have. That means they can get something done, or they know something that you can't get done, or something that you don't know. You probably need to keep pleasing that person, and you need to keep them pleased with you. Because if they're not happy with you, then maybe they'll stop offering you their power, whatever their power happens to be, whether that be their knowledge, their position, their connections, their money, their skill, their muscle, whatever it happens to be. You got to keep pleasing them, and they got to stay pleased with you if you need that other person's power. But if you can do or provide everything that person can do or provide, then you don't have to compromise with them. Right? It's simple enough, right? Jay-Z had a line in the song Ape Shit. He said, I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me, I don't need you. Now, almost most artists would say yes to the Super Bowl, right? Like, of course, you're going to say yes to the Super Bowl. You don't even get paid to perform at the Super Bowl. I don't know if people even knew that. They don't get paid to perform, but it's the attention, it's the number of eyeballs that you have on you because of the Super Bowl, because of the magnitude of the Super Bowl. Most artists, when they're asked to do it, they say yes. Jay-Z said, I said no to the Super Bowl because I don't need the Super Bowl. Because if I want to get eyeballs on me, listen, I'll just do a tour with my wife, Beyonce, and I'll make $1 million every single show, which is he doing in the summer and fall of 2018. He didn't need the Super Bowl. So what Jay-Z is explaining in not in so many words, but what he's saying is I'm empowered. Or whatever power the Super Bowl has to get attention to an artist, I don't need it. Now, of course, more attention. He probably sells even more records than he's selling already, but he said, I don't need it. I've already empowered myself to do anything that they could do for me. They need me more than I need them. And he said that literally. So if you can do it, then you don't have to compromise with another person or another entity in order to get them to do it, because you could do it yourself if and when you please. So what do I mean when I say empowering yourself? That this is the first point. Empower yourself to not have to please other people so often. How do you empower yourself, people? This is what you do. You must acquire knowledge. You got to know what's going on. You need skills, ability to actually do things. You need performance, meaning you actually not only have the ability to do it, but you actually do it, and a proven track record. Performance means you actually do what you can do, and you have a proven track record of doing what you can do. And resources. What are resources? Remember the 5 forms of investment, episode number, I believe it was 609, but go to dreallday.com/podcast, get the 4 archive. Time is a resource. Money is a resource. People is a resource. That means connections, people you know and people who know you. Those are resources. Attention is a resource. Energy is a resource. The more of these resources you have, the less you need to please other people in order to get their resources. You have the knowledge. You don't have to get along with somebody else who has the exact same knowledge. Listen, you already know everything they know. If you have the skill, if you have the performance and the proven track record, if you have the resources, then you don't need to get along with this person, and that person in order to get those things from them, because you already got it. You can provide it yourself. Now other people got to get along with you in order to get what you have. When you don't need any of the above from anyone else, you can do as you wish. You can think as you wish. You can talk how you want. You can dress how you want, walk how you want, say yes to what you want to say yes to, say no to what you want to say no to, and it's no problem for you because you have everything that anybody else can provide for you. When someone else has something that you don't have and they know you don't have it, now they can dictate the terms to you, and now you got to please them in order to get a favorable result. But when you got it, now you dictate the terms. Now you become the boss. Point number 2. Today's topic is how to care less about pleasing other people. Here's a simple hack for you. On that first point, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some time for you to do that. Here's a simple one, though. Be more confident in yourself. Being more confident in yourself, you might be thinking, wait, well, Dre, how is being more confident in myself going to make me care less about pleasing other people? Now, see, this is without any empowerment. What I'm telling you right here, if you just become more confident in yourself without getting any of the resources that I just mentioned, knowledge, skill, money, time, performance, if you don't do anything different other than just stepping up your confidence, you will be able to care less about pleasing other people. And I'm going to tell you how. Because even though it's not the empowerment that I just mentioned in point number 1, it is still empowerment within itself. And this is what I mean. Every human being on this planet, me, you, everybody, is a bit less confident than they appear to be. And every human on this planet is much more concerned with you. Every human being on this planet, be clear, is much more concerned with what you think of them than they are with analyzing you. Meaning they're more concerned with how are you perceiving me than they are with how am I perceiving you. Thinking about themselves. Human beings are self-centered individuals. All of us. Okay. I don't care how altruistic you are, how much money you give to charity, how much time you spend at the SPCA every week. Every human being is concerned with themselves way more than they're concerned with anybody else. Therefore, knowing all this, when you step your confidence up, people will have no choice but to believe it. And here's why they have no choice but to believe it. Because they don't have time or resources to really look deeply into what you're doing and who you are and really analyze, is this person really this confident or are they just putting on the front? People don't have the time to do it. They don't have the resources to do it. Why? Because they're putting all their time and their resources and their attention on who? Themselves. They will follow your lead even if you are no better, no smarter, no more proven, no more resourceful than you were 5 minutes ago. It is simple as that. If you step your confidence up, people will believe it and people will follow the lead of however you decide to present yourself. You present yourself as someone who compromises, who lets everybody else tell them what to do, who doesn't believe in themselves, people are going to treat you just like that. And if you decide to present yourself in a way that you are confident, you're the one who calls the shots, you tell other people what to do instead of them telling you what to do, people will follow your lead. They will do what you say do. They will go where you say go simply because you stepped your confidence up. And this is without any change in ability, any change in proven track record, any change in resources. There's a pretty simple hack that you can do right now. Now, it's not so simple for everybody to do. Just step your confidence up just because I said it. But that's why I wrote a book on confidence called The Super You. And as a matter of fact, you can get The Super You free if you go to dreallday.com/free. Right now, I will ship you a free copy of The Super You. Point number 3. Today's topic is how to care less about pleasing other people. You must practice this mindset. This is the third point. You got to practice the mindset of caring less about pleasing people. See, it's hard to go from being a people pleaser to not giving a damn just because you listen to this podcast. It's hard to do it in one day, even if you listen to this podcast over and over again for 24 hours straight. See, you could do it, but it'd be very hard to stay there just like that. because you haven't been doing it before. So what you have to do is practice. Think about to yourself while you're by yourself. Think about how you would communicate if you cared a little bit less about pleasing those people you've been talking to every day. Practice how you would deal with certain situations that have been challenging you up to this point. We all have heard practice makes perfect. So you got to practice in your mind and maybe out loud and maybe with some other people how you're actually going to deal with people when you do care less. Give yourself some practice. Just do it as a little experiment. This is a little fun thing. Maybe you might think this is a little over the top, a little far for you, but why don't you just try it out and see how it feels? I guarantee it'll feel a lot better than trying to please people. Not trying to please people, paradoxically, makes more people want to please you. This is the way it works. Human beings, we chase what runs away from us, and we run away from what chases us. So when a person tries so hard to please us, usually we want to go away from them. And even if we do deal with them, we keep raising the bar on them. You ever found yourself doing that or found anyone doing it to you? The more someone tries to please another person, the more the person who is trying to be pleased is going to demand. Oh, you're going to try to please me that much? Okay, now I'm going to raise the bar. Please me this much. Oh, now do this much. They're going to keep raising the bar on you because they see that you're going to try to please them no matter what. But if you stop trying to please people and you walk away from them, they're going to start coming after you. It's kind of like the analogy of the shadow. There was a man who went outside. He saw that his shadow was in front of him, like the sun was behind him, right? And he saw a shadow was in front of him. So he started chasing after his shadow. He tried to catch it. He tried to catch the shadow. And the faster he ran, the shadow ran even faster. He could never catch up to the shadows. He was trying so hard to go after it. But what happened was, the man decided, you know what, forget this. I'm not going to try to chase this shadow anymore. Even though the shadow kept raising the bar, right? Trying to please me more, chase me more. Shadow kept raising the bar. He said, forget this. I'm not chasing the shadow anymore. The man turned around and started walking home. What happens? Now the shadow is behind him. Now that the shadow is behind him, the man is like, no, shadow, it's too late. I tried to come after you. You didn't want to deal with me. I'm done dealing with you. And the man just kept walking. Now, no matter how much this man walked, the shadow kept following him. The man started power walking. The shadow started power walking. The man started jogging. The shadow started jogging behind him. The man started sprinting. The shadow started running after him. This is the way it works when it comes to pleasing people. The harder you try to please people, the more they're going to make you try to please them. And the less you try to please people, the more you turn your back and say, forget it. I'm not trying to please you anymore. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do my thing. The more people will come after you. And then you flip the whole situation around and they're the ones trying to please you. If you don't believe me, try it out and you'll see for yourself. And then you can email me, dre@dreallday.com, and let me know how it works. Point number 1. Let me tell you what today's topic is as a recap. How to care less about about pleasing other people. Point number 1. Empower yourself. The less power you have, the more you need to rely on the power of other people, and you'll probably need to keep them satisfied with you. Just like I told you, chasing that shadow. But as soon as you turn around and empower yourself, now the shadow is going to start chasing you. Point number 2, be more confident in yourself. This is without any empowerment, any resources, any proven track record, any increase in skill. If you just step your confidence up, people will believe you the way you present yourself, whatever it is. You present yourself as confident, people will believe you to be confident, and they will treat you like the person you present yourself as. That alone will allow you to start caring less about pleasing other people, because they're going to care some more about pleasing this confident individual who happens to be standing in front of them. And point number 3, you got to practice this mindset. This is not something you'll just be able to do with the snap of a finger if you've never done it before. Practice thinking in your mind, what kind of conversations would you have? How would you conduct yourself? How would you answer that question differently? How would you handle that conversation in a different way if you cared a little bit less about pleasing other people? The more you walk away from the shadow, the longer the shadow is going to come after you. You run from it, it's going to chase you. You run after it, it's going to run away from you. People go after what runs away from them, and they run away from whatever chases them. You stop trying to please people, stop trying to chase after them, and turn your back. Everybody's going to start chasing after you. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.